What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, Gus Gains. And once again, I am not a financial advisor, just a 36-year-old trying to get back into shape. And we're going to start off this push day with an incline dumbbell press at 55 pounds. I'm going to try my best to keep this video short and compress and show you the full workout. I'm going to try to keep my elbows at a 45-degree angle and not at a 90. Overall, 55 pounds felt fairly easy. It was cold outside, so I wasn't really warmed up, but overall, it felt good. The next jump we're going to do is going to be 60-pound dumbbells for our second set, and I'm still trying to get my elbows at a 45-degree angle. I could go down lower if my field of motion of range was a little bit better. Oh, that right there was not that great. I almost came down and hugged my side there with that rep there. I'm a little shaky, moving a little bit forward and backwards with it. I need to work on my control and my motion, not rush it. But we're living, we're learning. And then the next jump, we're going to go on to our third set for 70 pounds dumbbells. And as you can see right here, when it gets heavier weight, you want to use your knees to get that momentum on that dumbbell to come up with you. And this one I did for 8. Again, if my range of motion was a little bit better, I would want to be touching my upper chest with the dumbbells. But overall, I'm still liking the form. I'm not hating it. I think it's still good for 70. Breathing, trying to get it in there. And as you can see right there, I said I could have came a little bit lower on that one, but I didn't. And then for our PR on incline dumbbell press, it's going to be 80 pounds. I only do it for 3. I thought I had a little bit more in me for this one, if I'm going to be honest. Again, not all the way down, but I mean, I'm still pressing that weight. My muscles are still feeling that heavy weight that I've never felt before on this workout. So I'm happy with 80 pounds on these partial reps, or 4 reps if you want to count them. 3. I counted 3, 4 reps. Overall, I was super happy with that. Our next movement, we're going to do the standing chest press that Gold's Gym in Memphis, Tennessee has. I've never seen this before anywhere else. I really enjoy it because it really lets me get super deep, as you can tell right here with 90 pounds. Once I get to a little bit heavier, I don't go as deep as I would like to, because once you go super deep, you kind of feel those ligaments, those muscles really stretch, so I don't want to tear anything. So on 90 pounds, I'm going really deep. But once I hit this next set right here, which is 90 per side, 180 in total, I don't go as deep. And on this set, you can see that my placement of my handles are at my chest level, my nipple level, and I didn't get as many on this one because that made it a little bit harder to do. But I still felt the pressure on my chest, which I liked. Now on this other set that I'm fixing to show you right here, I moved my hand placement a little bit higher. I stick with the same weight, 180, but just move my hand placement a little bit higher. This made it feel a lot better, a lot more doable. I did 8 reps. I'm not sure which one is better. I've never done this machine, so I'm experimenting, trying to figure out if it's better on the lower handle or the upper. I know I can't go higher, and I know I can't go on that first peg, so between those two is what I'm going to stick with. And here's the third set, 180, the same weight again, in that upper handle. And I'm trying to go as deep as I can, because this machine right here lets you go super deep, but also not deep enough where I feel like I'm going to tear something. So just being extra cautious, being mindful of that. Overall, love this machine, love this press. I'm going to do it again next week for sure. Now we're going to move over to a shoulder press. This shoulder press, I feel like it's a little bit different than most. I don't know if you can tell from this angle or if I'm even correct about this, but I feel like this shoulder machine actually lets you go back and get those upper traps muscles on your shoulders as well too, versus just doing a more of a front press. This second set right here is actually the third set, but the second set I did 99. In my head I messed it up because I was thinking, dang, this second set at 121 feels super light, but in reality it was my second set 99. This is technically third set at 121. I'm also trying to keep my elbows in front of me and not to the side. I feel like if I do it more to the side, I feel more of a pinch on my shoulders, which is not what you're supposed to want to feel. So I try to keep my elbows in front of me. Third set is 132. I did this for 8, and on that last set, you'll see here that my coworker Eric helped me on that last one. I probably could have got 10, but I was feeling super fatigued and I knew we were going to hit another shoulder coming up later on the workout, so I didn't push for more on that one. And I have heard my neck on a different shoulder machine that took that angle back behind my head, but I don't feel that pain or that kind of discomfort in that machine. So now we're moving on to arms, this tricep pushdown machine. I have not seen this in another gym. Well, I've seen it at Crunch, but it's a different machine, different motion. I don't like it. I like this one. I really get a good burn on my triceps when I'm doing this one. This is light, 55. I should have gone heavier, but I was already in the seat, so I just cranked some out at 55. And then we'll move to our second set, 77. Felt a little heavier. Now, once I start getting heavier than 77, you won't probably be able to see it on the other angle, but my elbows tend to come up a little bit, so I really got to focus on keeping my elbows on the pad and not letting them come up and try to assist. But I like this machine. I get a good burn on my triceps. Now we'll move on to the third set here. And this is 88 pounds. Eric helps me with the lift off here. And we'll see if you can see my elbow. There it is. You saw my elbow kind of lift up on that rep. And I really got to train my mind to keep that elbow down. I did upper body today, and I made sure that I kept my elbow down today compared to this video right here where I'm doing this workout. Now we're going to move on to the upper chest, another press for chest. Now with this machine, I forgot to put it on the notes, but the weight is on the back side of the machine. So really, I feel like it targets a lot of your upper chest and not necessarily your mid chest, just because of where the weight is. Now the weight also gets significantly heavier if we move it to the front of the machine. So we definitely kept it on the back for this one. And we're going to do the second set here. You got a better angle here. We'll keep the same weight. We'll do less reps, but same weight. But as you can see, the weight could slide forward, and that forward motion puts the weight a lot more on, I feel like it would be the mid chest, but it makes it super heavier on 45 and 25. I could probably do 3, where this one, like I said, on my second set I did 6. And then we're going to move over to the third set, 180 pounds overall, 245s on each side for 5.5 reps. I really get a good burn on this machine too. I really like these red machines that are quote-unquote exclusive for Gold's gyms. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's what we were told when we were signing up. So, and this is the second shoulder press movement that I was telling you about earlier, where I don't feel like it moves that much behind me compared to the other one. And as you can see, you can also move the weight to the front or the back. We have it here on the front. It's heavier when you have it on the front as well too. So on the second set, we end up moving the weight to the back and makes it a lot lighter. So we put on a 45 and a 25 to make it 140 overall. And I was able to crank out 9 reps, and that's where you can see the weight on the back. I like these machines that you can move them, forward and backwards just to get different part of the muscle working, making sure that you're getting almost every angle that you can for that muscle. And here with my elbows, compared to the other machine, they're not as forward as they are on the other machine. I can't really remember if it actually allowed me to move my elbows that forward. I don't need to make a mental note on that one. Third set, 160 pounds, did 7 of these. And then after this, we'll move over to triceps. The tricep workout that I did here was not a big fan of it. I was fatigued. I was pretty tired. We moved over to triceps, and I felt like we started with too heavy of a weight. We started with 50, and I feel like we should have started with 60 and really let our elbows stay in a fixed position and just moving that rope down. So I feel like we didn't do too great of a job on this tricep workout this week. I was not happy with it in the moment, and after when I was doing my walking backwards on the incline treadmill, I was thinking about, I was like, man, this tricep workout sucked. And as you can tell here, I'm just not getting a full extension down and really just doing it correctly. I was not a fan of it. I'll post a different video next time and really focus on good form and good technique on there. And this is going to be the third set on triceps. Guys, I want to thank you for stopping by the channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and comment and like this video. And if you also haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are at 110 subscribers. I would appreciate that very much. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and we will see you in the next video.